Presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Today it's live final round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. 14th hole, par 4 of 389 yards. It is short, but Frank, there is some danger lurking along the way.
Yeah, most of it's sand. Two options really: poke it down that left side, let it run down there like a bowling alley. Either that or take that bunker completely out of play, 290, 300 yard category, and get it down there where it's just a flick wedge. And
paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Frank, this TPC Stadium course in La Quinta, California has quite a history, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Every style of golf, age group, whether it's someone trying to get their tour card at the tour school, skins games played here from 1986 to 1991, even the PGA Club Professional Championship, they've all come and played here. It's so good to see it on the back on the rotation. But I've got to say, the one thing, and I was there, in 2000, it was the PGA Tour Q School. It was won by Stephen Allen, who was an Australian player. But the worst thing I've ever seen on a golf course happened on Alcatraz, 17th hole there. Joe Daly, who was looking like he was going to make his PGA Tour card, had a putt of about 3 feet. And I think he was playing with Craig Perks, who went on to win the Players' Championship. Joe Daly hits this putt. It hits the back of the hole, the liner in the hole, and popped out on the front lip. Never saw that before. It was amazing. And as luck would have it, Joe Daly missed his tour card by 1 shot.
That was as cruel a twist as I have ever seen in golf. Good tempo and rhythm on that swing. Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Now the approach here at 15. Respectable shot right there, 20 feet or so from the hole. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Very well done, almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars. Now to the par 5 16th. Frank, this is a pretty solid hole.
Like all the other par 5s here, length gets a big advantage here. This hole, as you mentioned, bends to the left, and that bunker can be taken out of play by the longest hitters. 326 yards will get you past that. Otherwise, there's sort of a V shoot down the right side that everybody else has to respect.
Second from an excellent lie. Chance to get it close here. Frank, you've been around this game for a pretty long time. Are players, in fact, more athletic today than they were, say, 20, 25 years ago?
There's no question, Rich, they are. That we've borrowed from other sports. If you can't make the player better, you can make them more athletic. And in the end, you're still making the golfer better.
On the green in regulation.
Even par, currently.
That is a cross-country putt right there.
Up and over the ridge. That's a seagull.
Well, well, well. Here we are at the famous Alcatraz. Well, there it is. They call it Alcatraz. Just sitting out there on the water, 168 yards away, Frank.
Well, speaking of water, that water looks so peaceful, doesn't it? It'd be a shame to spoil it with a splash. Should be safely on deck.
That will be a great look at birdie. And this would be nice. 2 straight birdies. Frank starting to make the move.
Leaderboard very volatile at the moment, so a lot of move in that middle piece of the leaderboard. Top 20 so far.
That's in the fairway. Frank, this approach shot seems pretty straightforward. Just don't hit it left.
Yeah, it's a tough second shot. It's that visual. Once again, you've got that green that's angled to the left. But once again, like a few holes out here, you do not have to hit directly at this flag. You are allowed to move that flag mentally 15, even 20 feet to the right. There's nothing wrong with that.
So maybe a nice way to finish up with a good approach here to the 18th and a good chance for birdie. Getting set now over the putt. Starting to play some good golf. With that birdie, moves to 4 under for the tournament. So that concludes the final round here at this spectacular setting. Frank, final thoughts on the tournament?
Rich, I thought this was really a fantastic venue that challenged the players, and we saw some exciting golf out there all across the board.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the BioWare Classic. Getting set for all the action on what my idol Vin Scully would have said was a beautiful afternoon here in the Sunshine State. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novelo for EA Sports. Getting ready at Wetlands Golf and Country Club. An interesting layout, Frank. The players are ready to go, and what are you thinking about as you get set to tee off?
Well, you're thinking about you're going to play a long golf course, sort of mid-7,000 yard range, but this is a golf course that you actually do get to hit your driver more often than not. So it's a good driving golf course. Green's relatively flat as well, but be careful if you're a little weak of heart. Look left or right, you might see the odd gator or two.
Excellent looking shot here. Now the second shot to the par 5. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. On the green, and a chance for birdie here in the first hole.
It's at sneaky distance.
I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace. It's hard to be critical of that.
So a tester from 4 feet. That's a poor putt to start.
Wicked, to say the least.
This would give her the bogey. Well, with that drop shot, moves to 1 over for the tournament. On to the second hole, par 3 of 225 yards. Good hole, Frank.
It certainly is, and the two bunkers, one left and one right, they remind you where not to go, but they don't really encroach on the green. So stay with a positive attitude on that tee, and you'll find that green is plenty big enough.
That's one of the more depressing sights in golf. You hit a good one, and then it just sucks back too much spin off the green. Solid play, heart of the green. Settles in over the putt. How did that stay out, Frank?
Did everything but go in.
Just the tap in to finish the hole. +2 already. Fairly straightforward par 4 now. The third at the Wetlands is 460 yards straight away.
It is 460 yards. It can be chopped down a lot of different ways. 300-yard tee shot, and it's only 160. But if you're a mere mortal, 280, 180, the hole becomes that much longer, that much harder.
She's ended up on the fairway, and it's such a good lie. So many more options available now.
Second shot.
What a nice shot. Right on the green, and a pretty easy putt on the way. Shouldn't be a problem here. So, 1 over par for the round. We have already begun. Let's pick up with the action at hole number 4. Frank, what have you seen in the early going from our featured golfer?
A little bit of a struggle, unsurprisingly, really. Rich, just a little messy. This wasn't to be expected. Time to sort of tighten all the screws there, have a rethink, and try and put some red numbers on the board.
Well, too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Solid shot right there, 15 feet away.
Really. This is an awkward length.
Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Now to the 5th hole here at the Wetlands. Par 5, 635 yards. A lot going on here, Frank.
The shorter hitters don't really worry about the swampland on the left, because it really only cuts in to worry the longer hitters if you want to try and reach this par 5 and 2. So shorter hitters, 2 good shots, set up a wedge shot. Longer hitters are you straight enough to hit it into the narrowest part of the fairway.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Nice position, short grass. Second shot.
Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. On the green, short, but plenty of real estate between the ball and the hole. Long putt here. This will require a good touch. That was not a very good read right there. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
That looked like it nearly got below the lip, the level of the lip there.
Can't believe that one, Frank. That was a complete horseshoe right there.
So they'll tap in.
Losing a bit of ground now in this tournament. With the bogey, falls to 2 over. On to the par 4 sixth here at the Wetlands. And Frank, how does that water factor into the way you play this hole?
It bisects this fairway beautifully, Rich. 233 yards to the run out on the first section of fairway. And that might be worth considering for the short hitters. To try and flash it across the narrowest part of those wetlands, 276 yards. And of course, the more horsepower you got, actually the easier this tee shot becomes. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be